Whoa, why did I suddenly get political about this shit? At the shade of pussy pink. Hi guys, my name is Lloyd Ross. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You might know me from elsewhere or nowhere, but here in my YouTube channel, every day is an introduction. So, come and watch me turn myself into Daphne and Deafness. First step on my makeup look, moisturizer, beef tallow, link in the bio. And I'm getting the idea of turning this video into a tutorial of how to masculinize or femininize your face using makeup. If it's not already obvious, I'm actually gender fluid or non-binary, and would just basically label my art, as it is. I don't like being called a drag queen or king. You can call that if you want, but it doesn't really bother me, but I would just prefer to be called a drag artist and a cosplayer. Of course. I'm also going to be delving into some history lessons, personal stories, and a few lessons that I picked up on the way. Masculinizing or femininizing your face using makeup all just depends on your placement and the way you deliver or perform your looks. Here are your placements for male faces: under eyes, on the nose, the forehead like that. This a little bit of foundation or concealer, that's a lighter shade. Your jawline, if you want to go ahead and take it a step further, you can add a little bit of foundation here and then blend it out for later. Your chin as well. The jawline, my favorite part of male faces. Jawline here, just a little bit. Nose contour. And this part of your forehead for a forehead contour. Just want to go ahead and do the other side like that and blend that out. And set your under eyes with a setting powder, like so. I always want to get as much little as product as I can in those creases by blending it inside and just tapping off the excess on the other parts of my face foundation with contour. Skip the blush. For setting the bronzer in place, just go over it with a bronzer, tap off the excess, and then tap, tap, tap. Don't go overly and excessive with the bronzer, just set it in place. Do it on the forehead. And with the nose contour brush, do the same with your nose bronzer. Diffuse that with your regular bronzer and blend that up. Moving into the brows, men's eyebrows are portrayed to be more masculine if it's thicker and fuller. So if you have a softer eyebrows like me, don't be afraid to fill it in and outline the under parts of your brows like what I'm doing, and then blend that out upwards for later. For a much fuller effect of your eyebrows, just go ahead and with your mascara, run it over on your strands like so. If you don't like the outcome of your eyebrows, like I don't right now, use your concealer brush, have some product, put on that part, and then blend that upwards, so it's not gonna make it look crazy. Really quickly, just wanna go ahead and do the other side, and you have yourself a nice pair of masculine eyebrows. Thick, full. Now take your lash curler, heat that up using friction, and give yourself a nice curl on your eyelashes. Like so. And with your mascara again, just run it over gently, like so. Or another trick that I like to do is put it on the roots of your mascara, wiggle it left and right, and move it outwards while you're doing so. Now for some god-forbidden and indoctrinated reason why society no longer wants men to put on makeup, you just want to go ahead and grab your Athena by You Can Be palette and defy those laws by putting on a pop of color and set it with some eyeshadow powder, like how men would rather choose to settle with mediocrity instead of having even a basic skincare regimen, because skincare would make them gay. Now with your lipstick at the shade of pussy pink, you just want to lather on your lips like so. Please take that action as my tribute to homophobic, transphobic, and misogynistic men and boys out there, because that's the closest proximity to a pussy they'll ever get. My condolences. And this is my look for Daphnis, or the male counterpart of Daphne. I look like a snack. A full fucking meal rather. That's about it for Daphnis, and let's go ahead and do my makeup for Daphne. Okay, I just removed my male makeup and then so far put some concealer on my sins on my face. So that goes for my dark spots. And hover over some setting powder. I didn't realize it before, but Daphne or Daphnis that I'm doing here is actually using full bangs. So forehead makeup doesn't really matter here, but for the sake of a feminization and masculinization of face using makeup, I'm still going to be using it. So wasting a little bit of product there. Now, concealer, foundation, blush, and bronzer or contour placements for feminine makeup is going to be first with a concealer, of course, in the under eyes, like that, on the jawline, like that, on the chin, here, on this part, and on the forehead, and that. This will give a more rounder look and bring these highlighted points forward. For your foundation, which is you're going to be blending out later, here, just a little bit here, basically all over. And then your blush, you're going to give yourself a more lifted look, like that. And then if you want to, you can put some in here. And lastly, for the bronzer, here, on the nose, like that, here, and of course, here. Just a very, very soft line. And just do the other side and blend that out from lightest to darkest shade of your product. So that goes for your concealer first, then foundation, then blush, then bronzer, and then contour if you have some. I just want to take a quick second to appreciate how these products are giving me a sheer glow while I'm doing my makeup, and that's one of the best things that I love about doing makeup is just observing that glow from within. Take a concealer stick or foundation stick that is lighter than your shade and then go over these parts. So that's on your jawline, under your lips, and then just a line on your nose right there. Take your precision concealer brush and tap it in place on those parts here on the nose. Swipe it on your lips parts here. And with a buffer brush, buff the foundation in. Now, before setting your foundation, concealer, and blush on place with a little bit of tapping motion and powders, a quick makeup history. Facial feminization using makeup has been introduced by trans black women during the ballroom scene in the 70s and 80s. These techniques has been long used in the beauty industry for decades and have become the backbone of magazines, editorial photo shoots. It has made waves of thousands of job opportunities towards makeup artists, models, managers in the beauty industry, and a small but big representation of millions of dollars of assets. These drag queens and beauty gurus did not take inspirations by random colors and pigments being slapped on your face, but as a sign of protest, self-expression, and individualism during the time where the US government are literally ignoring the AIDS crisis that was really prevalent at that time, deliberately villainizing the LGBT community for their own gain, or just plain bigotry and homophobia. So the next time that you want to look back on something while you're posting your cute makeup stories in your Instagram or Facebook, I want you guys to think about the black and trans community who came up with these techniques, enduring hardships, discrimination, and some even having their lives taken. And not some conservative or Republican blonde girl on TikTok doing strawberry girl makeup with a boyfriend named Dustin and probably is racist and homophobic when the camera is off. Whoa, why did I suddenly get political about this shit? It's just makeup. Everything is basically political, and my existence is literally political. Drag is political. That's why art really can't just progress unless it's in a liberal space. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't really trust or follow any type of artists that are right-leaning. Like, can you believe that drag queens for gays for... It's not adding up. The math is not mathematizing. Now for a very sheer and feminine looking brows, just outline the edges of your brows here, 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 extend the tip a little bit, and here if you have an arc, and blend the lines above downwards and the lines below upwards. And then when you kind of get to the middle part, just wiggle it left and right until you get an ombre effect. Now for the eyeshadow look, I'm just gonna keep it simple using two shades, purple and green. When I'm doing characters like this, I like to pick up the prominent characters on their entire outfit or silhouette or figure, and then just do the ones that best suit them and incorporate those colors on my eyeshadow look. So I'm thinking of just a simple purple cutleries, green in the inner parts, take a deeper purple or a deeper color of the shade that I'm working with and pack it in the outer corner of the crease. Kind of dragging it inwards right here where I'm going to be cutting later on, and on the under eyes. And then cutting my crease with a flat brush and first tapping it on top of my natural crease, then dragging it to the center of my lids as I'm tapping, and then close my eyes, then tap it even more. And with a goat hair flat rounded brush, take a green glitter eyeshadow and pack it on the center and eyeliner. And I also like to do a little inner corner later. And just curl and put on some mascara, then snap on your lashes. Like that. And then just do the other side. And with the mascara, just run your eyebrows over like so. With very, very light pressure. No double layers because that's gonna emasculate your brows. And moving on to the lips, I'm feeling doing orange to match my hair. This is from Blythe Calvin. And then just go over my natural shape of lips. Then with a pop of color in the middle, put some pink. And for a glossy lipstick that is not going to transfer, just put the lip gloss here and here, where the gloss would naturally just catch lights. And for the last final step of my makeup, take your highlighter, goat hair brush, just go over the peaks of your features. I sometimes like to diffuse it with a powder brush. I've been using this for quite some time now, and it's multi-purpose. You guys know this color for eyeliner, right? They're expensive. What I like to do is just pick up this white color, use a pointed detail brush, put that on the waterline of my eyes. Very easy to apply and saves you a lot of money. So, thank you later. For a more pop look, you can add that under the inner eyeliner that you did on your eyes. Let me just throw on my outfit and do my hair, completing my Daphne look. I hope you like the original counterpart of Daphne's makeup from Scooby Doo. Not really a fan of it when I was a child of the cartoons, but I enjoyed watching it every once in a while. Now I'm just gonna leave my 2 cents here for a male and female look. I don't really think that labels is necessary, that there's not really a definitive way of explaining your Sachi to other people because it's fluid. It can change over time. Of course, you're gonna be born a certain way. Gender is fluid. I'm gender fluid. Here's my way of just expressing that one part of my personality as a human being. And this is just one part of me. I have so many parts that I can't wait to slowly share with you guys. Of course, not my private parts, what the fuck. Why not go ahead and give me a follow, like and subscribe, and a thumbs up to this video. Really helps a lot with my content. Comment your thoughts, suggestions. What do you think? And for cringe embarrassment, my segment that I resent making in the first place, but I'm determined to finish. So being gender fluid means that you express yourself in certain things. It can be every now and then, certain days, some days every other day, kung kailan mo trip, kung kailan mo ramdam. I unapologetically do that when I'm outside. But when it comes to bathrooms, there's a huge topic about which gender should you use if it's assigned to your gender at birth, or what you choose to be and what you present. I myself always go to the male's bathroom. There's gonna be a huge mirror where the entrance is. So at most of the time, after I relieve myself, I either touch my makeup And then yung mga lalaki na papasok pa lang sa CR, makikita nila, shit, ang haba ng buhok, blondie na nag-makeup. They're gonna look at the door again. Wait, panlalaki to. That's not something I cringe about, really. I know what I was going with this. It's just a gag that sometimes make me laugh. But please always keep in mind that trans people are going to go to the bathroom that they are most comfortable with. Or some people would go to the bathrooms that they present as. And hopefully not for ill intent, but there's always a line that you will always have to pay attention to. We're always gonna show up snatched, beautiful. Even though if it's not already obvious that we just came to piss and take a shit, we're not going to show up on places of comfort to harass people. Because I know for a fact that no conservative sex offender out there is willingly enough to grow their hair long, throw on a cute-ass outfit, with a cute-ass makeup, go to the women's bathroom just to see the vagina. Because as I have reiterated before, art does not progress unless it's in a liberal space. That is it, you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Keep your shit and serenity. Stay safe.